What's going on, Minties? This is the Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition. And today, join me as I take an advanced look at the Superior Spider-Man Volume 2, Death's Head, Clone Drive, and X-Men Summers and Winter from Marvel Comics, so please stay tuned. Okay, now the very first book we're going to look at is the Superior Spider-Man. Before I take a look at this, though, I do want to say a thank you to David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel for sending us advanced copies of these books. So, Volume 2 of the Superior Spider-Man, this one's called Otto-Matic. Get it? Octavius. So, pretty much, this is the story of Doc Ock when he took over Peter Parker's body and became the Superior Spider-Man. He is from another Earth. He is from Earth 41885, I think, or something like that. So, he's the character that appeared in Spider-Geddon. Of course, we all knew that he was there during the Superior Spider-Man storylines during Dan Slott's run, but now he has his own series from a different Earth. And this is during the War of the Realms storyline. You can probably tell by the Frost Giants right there. This collects issues 7 through 12. It is 136 pages long. Here, let's flip a little more through here. So I do want to talk a little bit about the artwork. And it retails for $17.99. Like I said, collecting issues 7 through 12. What I wanted to focus on, though, was I, for some reason, thought the whole time that Greg Land was the artist on this, but it's actually Land Medina. And I can kind of see, similar art style, especially when you're looking at the facial features and expressions sometimes. So even though it's not Greg Land, it's a little like his artwork. But it is written by the phenomenal and very underrated Christos Gage. I have loved everything that man has written, and this is no exception. So, that is the Superior Spider-Man. Next up is Death's Head, Clone Drive. Now, this is a very unique character, so let's look here in the back really quick. It is parental advisory, $15.99. Collecting the 4-issue miniseries that came out earlier this year, written by Tini Howard. And it's got artwork by Kei Zama. But more importantly, this right here is drawn by one of my favorite Transformers artists, Nick Richey, who's also a great writer too. Last Stand of the Wreckers, wrote that with James Robertson. One of the things I was going to say is about Death's Head. He is a character from the Marvel UK line, and not a lot of people talk about him here in the US, but those of us that grew up reading Transformers and then read Transformers UK know of him because of Simon Furman. So this collects the new series. We're introduced to a new character. I think he's version 5, so they just call him V, of Death's Head, because we've had a Death's Head 2. We've had plenty of different versions. And then he's also, through a series of events, teamed up with the Young Avengers. But not only do we get the 4 issues of this miniseries, it's actually a pretty fun miniseries. Tini Howard's the lady that is writing Excalibur right now. But we also get his very first issue of his series from 1988. So originally printed in the Marvel UK stuff. Actually, so my first taste of Death's Head was in Transformer comics, and then he's like a bounty hunter is what he is. I forgot to mention him. So I was very excited when they brought him on. They're also coming out with a classic collection in early 2020, but this is the new series. It came out in 2019. And last up is X-Men Summers and Winter. This book retails for $14.99. By the way, all 3 of these books will be available on December 18th, and you can get them from cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself in packaging your books so they arrive safely and in excellent condition, as well as prompt and helpful service. Cheap Graphic Novels Black Friday sale is continuing all through December, so there's still time to save up to 95% off thousands of books. Additional books will be added throughout the month, so be sure to check back often and stay tuned to CGN on social media to be the first to know when the new books have been added to the sale. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discounts, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. Now let's go ahead and get this opened. This is a pretty cool collection because I thought these were going to be orphaned issues, but it has the aftermath of X-Men Exterminated. I don't know if y'all have read it or what happened. There's a lot of character deaths. The original 5, something happens to them. The Time Lost original 5 X-Men. And this is kind of the aftermath of that 5-issue miniseries. And that's just one part of it. That one's written by Zach Thompson. And then we also have a Corsair and Cyclops story here, written by Chris Claremont. Does a little bit of retconning, and this is my favorite thing that they got in here. This is the Merry X-Men Holiday Special. I really thought this was going to be left as orphaned, but nope, they were able to collect it in here. So this is during the Matthew Rosenberg stuff. As a matter of fact, this is after the Matthew Rosenberg storyline. So right before the Hoxpox stuff, the Jonathan Hickman stuff. So each of these are just little one-page stories. This one's by Chris Claremont, Terry Dodson. There's stories in here by Charles Soule, and just different writers and artists doing just one page each of different days in December of the X-Men's lives. I think it's great. I think it leads all the way up until Christmas. Always love seeing Jubilee in here, even though her character has changed dramatically. And this is the 25th. The book is 112 pages, by the way, and retails for $14.99. I think I mentioned that already. And it also includes the Uncanny X-Men Annual 2019. I'm glad they stopped using numbers like X-Men, Uncanny X-Men Annual 25, 39, because it would get confusing. Because I think years do a better part. That way you know when the annual came out, what year. But anyway, this is written by Ed Brisson, and it is drawn by Carlos Gomez, if I'm not mistaken. So this particular storyline, I can't really talk about it much without giving spoilers away. But it's a story between Cable, the young Cable, and Cyclops, and that's all I can really say about that. Let's look at the back for extras. That takes place, I think right before issue 1 of Extermination. As far as extras, you get the Exterminated cover right here without the colors, and the thumbnail, or actually the rough little sketches for the page layouts. I love when they throw stuff in like this. And then one of the pages in there uncolored. So here's the Extermination crossover, or miniseries rather, that kind of ended the whole gold and blue era and the original 5 that led into the Rosenberg era, the X-Men Disassembled storyline. And if you want to get the rest of that stuff, the X-Men Disassembled, Wolverine and Cyclops Volumes 1 and 2, this is what you need. Along with this, and all 4 books lead right into the X-Men storyline. Which, it's not really necessary to read this stuff to enjoy the House of X and Powers of 10, but it's really nice for a completist to have all this stuff collected. And that was the content of each of the books. Let me know in the comments down below if you're picking Superior Spider-Man up, if you've never read Death's Head, if you're picking up X-Men as part of the Matthew Rosenberg X-Men stories that started with X-Men Disassembled. So again, this was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button, visit our sponsor cheapgraphicnovels.com, and remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint.